This course is brought to you by AppyPie as part of our Academy series.
Right now we are going to open a template and we will get to know about the basic structure of the form editor. So click this contact information template, and when we click that, a form editor will be open. So you can see that our form editor has been open, and by default it has its original name as before, which is contact information. And here you can find an option called move to folder, where if you have just created so many folders on your drive and you want to add this form's data or information, then you have to just click this option and choose the different folders that you have created, or else you can just hit this option called create new folder and add this form to be present in the folder that you have created right now. By default, you need not have to hit the save button in order to save any of the changes that you make on the form editor. The Google will save your work on its own. So you can find this option here, all changes saved in Drive. Every change will be saved automatically. You need not hit the save button and it's not present even there. So you have just observed the start tab when you just click on the file picker on your dashboard. So you have to hit the star option available here in order to make this form available in the start tab of your file picker. So if you want to make this form start, then you have to just hit this button. So it's that easy. And here you have got an option to choose add-ons and make use of add-ons to make your form more powerful. Just click this option called add-ons and you can find the different add-ons that you have already added. If you want to add the new add-ons, then you have to hit this button called more and go at the bottom option called add-ons, and here you can find the different add-ons that you can make use of in order to make your form more powerful. Add-ons are same as the apps that you have used on your mobile phone and make your mobile phone more powerful. In the same way, you can make your form more powerful by using these add-ons. Here you have got an option to select a color theme for your form. So if I will just click on the red option here, so you can see that the top header section is having a red color and the bottom is having a light red color. You have not gotten enough option to customize the design of your form. You can just add a custom image, and based on the color of that image it will occupy the rest section which is available here, but the header section will have your image. So you have to just click this option and you can just find the different images, or you can upload photos by going to this section. You can choose any of these images. So let me just click one of the image and I will just hit the select button. So based on the color of this image, it will occupy the rest of the color here. So it has selected by default the yellow color, and the rest of the form is now in yellow color. So after making any changes on the form, it's necessary for you to get a basic preview of how your form would look like. Then you have to use this preview mode and it will open a new tab where the preview mode of this form is available, and here you are not going to edit it, rather you are going to add the responses for the form as the actual responder for this form will do like. And here you will get the clear idea regarding how your form would be when the end user will be filling it. You can just shift back to the editing mode by clicking the small icon available here, or else you can just open the tab. So beside the preview mode, you have also got a gear icon, which is the settings section of this form, and it will be open in a pop-up, and it has about 3 tabs called general, presentation and quizzes. In the general tab you will find the option called collect email addresses, and when you check this, what happens is that by default it will add a question type called email address, and it makes it required that the users have to add their email address in order to submit this form, or else the form will not be submitted. You can find one thing here, that we have added an email address here, but the thing is that we have not added by this manner. This is the simplest way that we are collecting the email addresses, by just checking the option called collect email address in the settings section. You can also do it by editing the answer type. In the answer type, you have got an option to set that answer to be an email address. So it's this option is the simplest one. You have to just click this checkbox and hit the save button, and it will add the question by default. You can do it anyway. One thing you may have observed, that when I was just check this option called collect email address, it has enabled another option called response receipts. And what does this response receipts mean? The user will fill the form, and the complete responses that he has filled can be displayed to him by sending an email which is said to be a response receipt, and he will get a clear idea of what are the answers or the responses that he has given for this form. And when I will check this option called response receipts, then you will find even more options saying if respondent requests it or always. If you want to just send the response receipt on demand, then the first option is suitable, where the user has to choose in order to get the response receipt, or else if you want to surely send a receipt for every responder, then you can choose this option called always. Below this, you will find another option called limit to one response. If you want response from any person only one time and not more than one time, then you have to check this option. And what is being said here is that required sign in, which means that if you want to restrict this form for a person for a single time, then he has to sign in with the help of his Google account in order to submit this form. And no person can fill the form more than once. When you will just check this option, and after the form has been filled and submitted, what do you want to show to the user? Whether a link with the help of which he can edit these responses, or summary charts and text responses that the form has received. What are summary charts? Summary chart or complete analysis of the responses, different responses that the form has achieved, that are shown to the user when you check this option. Or else if you want to just show a link with the help of which the user can edit the form again, then you can check this first option. Talking about the presentation tab, you can check this option in order to show a progress bar to the user, and every time the form has been submitted, if you want to shuffle the question order, then you have to check this option, and as a result the question order will be shuffled. You can find that this option is not enabled, which says show link to submit another response. As we have restricted this form to a single response, you can find that this option is not enabled, because the user will be able to give another response when I will just check this option. So while I will just uncheck this option is enabled now. So you can just add a beautiful message here for the user when he will just submit this form. Now moving on to the quizzes tab, here you will find an option called make this a quiz. When you will just check this option, this form will behave like a quiz where each question will have a point. So when the user will choose the right question, he will be given a point, and it's just as a quiz app that you have used earlier, but here you have got more power, which means that not only points, you can also choose whether the results should be displayed right after the form has been submitted, or you want to manually review each and every response and then you want to just show or release the results for the user, then you can choose this option. And after submitting the form and getting the results, what does the user or respondent can see? Whether he can just see a missed question or correct answers or point values. You can just choose here what the user can see. The quiz section is very beautiful, and you will get to explore more about how you can create beautiful quiz in the later videos. And to make the quiz more powerful, you have to just know about the question and answer type. We will discuss that in the later coming videos. One thing important here is that your form will be saved automatically, but your settings, you have to just hit the save button when you make the changes, or else the changes will be unsaved. And not only that, you can undo and redo your changes to the form, but not to the settings. And not only to the settings, also to the preferences which are available here.